What's up everyone, it's me Michael, welcome to this channel. So recently I've done watching all 6 seasons of the Black Mirror series on Netflix. So right here on the table is a physical tier list whiteboard that I made, and here are all the episodes from the Black Mirror series. So we are going to go over them from the first episode to the last episode. So let's start with the very first episode of Black Mirror. The National Anthem. This episode doesn't feature any futuristic technology or anything crazy like that, but this episode is very intense. I really enjoy this one. This is a very good episode. I will give it an A. No crazy technology shenanigans, but still very well shot, very intense. I love it. I enjoy it a lot. Second episode, 15 million Matrix. Wow, this episode is really mindfuck. The whole setting is super futuristic, and this episode is also very heartbreaking, very hard to watch. I feel so empty after watching this episode. I love it. So I'm gonna give it an S because I really enjoy this episode, but I wish I don't need to watch this episode again. The third episode is the entire history of you. Well, this episode shows a technology which people can relive their memory like by playing it through their eyes, which I feel like the later episodes reuse this idea a little bit. For me, this episode is a bit too long. I feel like things kind of drag out a little bit. It's just my personal preference. I enjoy when the episode is more jam-packed or things are happening a bit more quicker. This one is more of a slow burner. The episode can be a bit more shorter. I'm gonna give this a B. Season 2, episode 1 with Be Right Back. The story is very straightforward. I don't feel much of a twist or any like big surprise for the episode. And again, I think this episode is a bit too slow for me and a bit too long for me. I just hope things can be a bit more quicker. For me, I think it's alright. It's an alright episode. I'm gonna give it a B. It's okay. Wow, and then we got White Bear. Wow, this is a very legendary episode. The twist is insane in this one. I really like how us audience following the beginning, thinking, you know, things will go this way, and by the end it's totally like crazy, another different type of story. And I also like how the episode is very intense, very mysterious, and then it got intense like an action flick, and then at the end when the twists come, you just feel like a motion of shock and emptiness, and this is really good. So I'm gonna give this episode an S, one of the greatest episode of Black Mirror. Season 2 episode 3, we got the Waldo movement. I just wish we can see more after the end, like what happened after he become like the president or something. What happened after that? I want to know more about that instead of the long build up. It's a little bit boring for me, but it's okay. The runtime is okay. I don't feel too dragged out. I'm gonna give this a B. Up next, we got a Christmas episode, White Christmas. We are back in high concept sci-fi futuristic technology area, which I enjoy. What I like most about this episode is how there's kind of like 3 different mini story in this big story, big episode. But I start to see a reuse of the concept of the IPs, like the history of you. So while the technology is interesting, for me it's a little bit repetitive, but I enjoy the crazy concept of cloning your own self and kind of put him in a prison. Pacing wise, it's great. I don't feel like this episode is too long. I'm gonna give this an A. Another legendary episode, Nosedive. Whoo, this one, a lot of people talk about this one. I should have shown you guys the picture. Hopefully that camera can capture things in 4K well. Nosedive, definitely an S, isn't it? Nosedive. Love the concept of giving different interaction 5-star rating, different star rating, and then the whole society just built on this single technology. Force everyone to be so fake, and everyone is just trying to please everyone, and damn, the whole society is just so fake. I love it. The color grading is well. The whole story arc is also good, intense. Man, after watching the whole episode, I just have this emptiness feeling. When Black Mirror give me the emptiness feeling after watching an episode, that's gonna be an S, man. So this is S for sure. Playtest, oh my god, another legendary episode. Crazy technology, crazy twist at the end. I just feel like the beginning is a little bit dragged out, I feel like we can cut short. This episode got everything I like about Black Mirror. We got crazy futuristic technology, we got crazy story plot twist, and then we got very high rewatchability, and then we have a mystery at the beginning, and then a very heartwarming ending. The motivation from everyone is realistic. The technology itself is also, okay, I know it's not realistic in terms of the technology, but the people's motivation around the whole technology is also very realistic. Cinematography, the color grading especially, and then the whole set design is so well done, and this is such a good episode. So this is definitely my favorite Black Mirror episode. Up next, we got Man Against Fire. This episode is about like a soldier having once again an eye like lens implant. I feel like they are kind of, is it called running out of idea? But I'm kind of sick of, because I bench watch all 6 seasons. So maybe for me it's even more repetitive when they use similar technology about like the eye lens stuff. Pretty generic, just your regular kind of like sci-fi military movie instead of a very kind of like grounded story, which I enjoy the most. So this is the first C that we got. For me, I'm not a big fan of this one. Hated in the Nation. This is about like futuristic killer beast. I find this episode pretty boring. Again, kind of like Man Against Fire, more generic sci-fi film more than like I feel like it's lacking the Black Mirror darkness charm to it. Man versus CGB at the end, so I don't really like it. Alright, up next, oh, they start to design posters for their episode, and I assume. We got USS Callister. Woo! This one is a banger! First of all, I love the set of the Star Trek inspired set. I love it. The concept is just very crazy that you can just put someone in a game and then control them. Not really. The craziest thing is that you are not controlling them. They have their own thoughts. Use this technology to take revenge. Oh, this is such a crazy concept. I'm gonna give this an A. If it's very close to an S. Archangel. Archangel is again another lens technology which like censoring a child to violence and everything like that. Man, this episode for me is pretty boring. Just things are very slow. Episode is just too long. The technology is interesting, but if the pacing can be quicker and if there's a bigger twist at the, I don't think there's any twist in this episode, right? The twist is just she almost killed her mom, but that's not really the twist. That's like the climax, right? Man, I guess this is a C for me. It's just kind of boring. Crocodile. Interesting technology of using memory to solve a crime. Not really solve a crime, but pretty much we are trying to solve a crime with this. I like how in order to use this futuristic technology, we need to use some old ass TV to look at it. And I like how since, you know, our memory is not that clear, we need to use a not clear visual, like a not clear TV to represent it. I love that part. I always feel like it's a bit too slow for me. A lot of episodes of Black Mirror is a bit too long, too slow. I'm gonna give this a B. This is an okay episode. I still enjoy it. Hang the DJ is about a like couple simulation app, but the whole story itself is also very like heartwarming. I feel the love, I feel the chemistry between this character and the concept of just dating different people, time and like one after another, you know, to find a perfect match. That story itself, I also enjoy it. So not only the ending, the twist, just the, you know, the regular story part, I also enjoy it a lot. I'm gonna put this in A. Oh, a controversial one. Metalhead. Really the first episode of Black Mirror that I don't like. Like, I actually don't like it. Well, there's still things that I enjoy, but overall, I just feel it's pretty, is it pointless, the episode? Feels like another generic sci-fi man versus robot dog like movie, short film. The things that I enjoy most is how intense this story is. I thought we're gonna have more world building, we have more explanation of things like that, but no, it's just a chase sequence basically. Unfortunately, this is our first D. Black Museum is up next. Ooh, I enjoyed this episode quite a lot. Not only because there's a lot of Easter egg to older episode, it also comes bundle in, is it 3 or 2 or 3 mini ideas of like Black Mirror ideas. I enjoy every single one of them because again, one of my biggest issue for Black Mirror is sometimes they're a bit too drag out, sometimes a bit too long. But for this episode, we basically have 3 to 4 short story in one episode. So no more, you know, too long complaints for me. And I love how at the end every technology kind of ties together. And so I'm gonna give this an A. Bandersnatch. Oh, for me, I really don't like this episode. Same issue. I feel like it's a bit too long. It's a bit too dragged out. Things are not happening quick enough. And when you pick things sometimes, things are just still very slow, even after you pick something. And what I dislike most about the episode, I know this is the point of this episode. It's kind of like you controlling the story. It just shows what I want to see instead of what I guess. Do you guys know what I mean? So I'm gonna give this a D. I'm so sorry. This one, maybe people like it. Not quite sure. Alright, season 5. We got the new Captain America with striking vipers. Whew, this is a very interesting episode. Kind of funny how they developed the technology of actually going in a fighting game, and you can do all the crazy stuff. All you do is have sex with your homie, bro. Love the idea though. Like, the idea is good. Pacing is good. I don't feel like it's dragged out, so I'm gonna give this an A if I have enough space. Smithereens, like a fake Facebook story. This one, there's not much of a futuristic technology. It's set in kind of like a modern time. There's not much of a crazy idea. It's just very well shot. Very intense. It doesn't drag out, which is again one of my biggest concern for a lot of the Black Mirror episodes. So it's an okay episode. I'm gonna give this a B. It's okay. It's pretty well done. Oh my god! And then we got the Miley Cyrus episode. This is called Rachel, Jack, and Ashley 2. Woo! This one, I feel like I'm watching a Disney movie. I'm gonna give this a D. I don't want to say messed up the Black Mirror vibe, but this is definitely not what people want to see in a Black Mirror episode. There's still some futuristic technology of them copying Ashley to a robot. Very funny, which is a big problem. I don't feel like Black Mirror's technology should be funny. Just the whole vibe, the whole thing is childish too happy. I don't like it, so I'm gonna put it in D. Season 6, Joan is awful. Oh, this one I actually enjoy it quite a lot, but unfortunately I feel like they still are sticking with the Miley Cyrus episode in terms of tone. It's very light-hearted, which is not always bad, but it's not something that we look for in a Black Mirror episode. Kind of like the idea too, like how Google can track what you are interested in, show you the ad using this idea and develop like a Netflix series of you. It's quite funny actually. I'm gonna put it in B. I still think this episode is okay, not that bad. Lock Henry. This might be one of my least favorite Black Mirror episode. Very boring. It's too long. The pacing is too slow, and then the way the female lead just die at the end just by slipping, like, it got me rolling my eyes. Just why does she need to die, and why does she need to die like that? And the plot twist of the mom being actually one of the murderer, it's just whatever, man. Okay, I have better twists throughout the whole Black Mirror series. It's just boring. It's just slow. I don't really like it. I'm gonna put it in D. It's just bad. Beyond the Sea, we go back to another more futuristic technology, which is okay. I don't really mind it. Again, I just feel like, especially season 6, everything is just a bit too slow. The characters are just very boring. Like, I don't know why. The setting just two depressed people being depressed with their wife. It's okay, I guess. I'm gonna put it B, maybe. I'm gonna put it B. Actually, I'm gonna put it C. I just feel a bit too boring. Oh my god, speaking of boring, Macy Days. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is another D. They put a werewolf in there, and this is a twist kind of came out of nowhere. I don't know why they need to add werewolf to this series, and the color is very early 2002. I just don't like the whole aesthetic anyway. This is not Black Mirror. I don't enjoy it as a Black Mirror episode. I don't enjoy it as even if it's a fantasy film, I don't enjoy it. Again, it's too slow. We got Demon 79. Now this one is again another fantasy. We got a demon in this. This is not around technology, which is things that we are looking for in a Black Mirror episode, isn't it? But still, I quite enjoy this episode. I find it pretty charming, especially the demon itself. The attitude is very fun. The pacing is fun. We see how conflicted our main character is in order to kill someone. And then the ending turns out the apocalypse is real, and then the world is ending. But hey, I enjoyed this one, so it's better than D, so I'm gonna give this a C. Well, what do you know? While I'm editing the video, Black Mirror Season 7 just came out. So I watched all the episodes, and here are my tier list of them. Common People is the first episode of Season 7. I'm so glad to say these few episodes are so much better than Season 6. I really enjoyed this one. The idea, the concept is pretty interesting, and I love how the technology of maintaining a human in a subscription service is pretty insane. And I find it really scary of them using the subscription tier list technique onto like a real human being. The pacing is great. I don't feel like it's dragged out. I really enjoyed this one. I'm gonna give this an A. The next episode is called Butter Nori, but they are cooking on these few episodes of Season 7. I enjoyed this one a lot also. I just love how everything just escalates very like gradually, and by the end just the whole thing is pretty insane. No pacing issue whatsoever. The whole thing is very intense, very fast paced. The parallel dimension concept was put into a very small story, at least in the like majority of the story of the episode. I really like this way of, you know, Black Mirror, like a crazy idea but in a small scale of story. I love it very much. I'm also gonna give this an A. I enjoy this. Woo! Hotel Reverie. Damn, I love this episode so much. I'm gonna give this an S. I'm gonna say it right now. Like, big shout out to the actress who portrayed like the female lead on the old film. He really got the like old-timey voice and just everything. The makeup, the pacing, the shot, everything's so good. And the technology itself is also very interesting. How they put us future humans in the actual like story universe in an old film. Heartwarming love story, and it's very touching. By the end, I feel intense. I find it funny. I find it very heartwarming. I find it sad. Man, this is so good. I really enjoy this. I'm so glad that Black Mirror got some, you know, fantastic episode like this one. One of the, you know, greater episode, one of the best episode at recent season. This is very well made. Next up, we got Plaything. Unfortunately, I feel like this episode is a little bit, you know, a dip, you know, comparing to the other episode in this series. I love how there's a callback to, you know, one of the Choose Your Adventure episode of Black Mirror. It's the same universe, same actors. The concept is great. The idea is great. It's just, I feel once again, the story is a bit too slow paced for me. I'm a bit disappointed that when everything escalated at the end, there's kind of like no resolve. Kind of like we kind of stop at the point which I hope the story actually begin. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give this a B. An entertaining watch, but again, for me, it's a bit too slow, and I hope there's more substance to it instead of like a whole build up, you know, to nothing basically. Eulogy, I think, is one of the worst episodes of this season. The idea is great. Overall, it's a very heartwarming like love story, but yet again, I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. Again, it suffers from too slow of a pace in my opinion, and it also built up to something that I wish they would show us. They kind of do like a funeral, like a futuristic like VR funeral. I want to know what's the end product. I'm gonna give this a B again. And finally, we got our first sequel to one of the episodes. This is the USS Callister into Infinity. Wow, this is really entertaining. A really entertaining watch. There's a lot of twists. Like there's twists every like 10 minutes, I think. And it's a little bit complicated too. Like sometimes he's a good guy and sometimes he's a bad guy. He's playing a old character with this personality and another personality. Very well written. The script is very intense, very stacked on layers on top of layers. And my god, we got like very big budget for this. This is just brilliant, very intense. But I do have a problem with this episode. Actually, I don't have this problem, but I can see some people have this issue. It's just, it does not feel like, again, the Black Mirror that maybe some of you guys are expecting. This is a great watch, a very intense action film. Just very light-hearted. It feels like MCU production, you know, the jokes, there's a lot of jokes just kind of out of place, but I still enjoy those. Like, it's a very light-hearted watch, can I say that? So I'm gonna give this an A. It's a brilliant watch, but maybe it's not something that you guys are trying to, you know, look for. Man, hopefully my English is not too bad this video. I'm kind of using videos like this to actually practice my English, so hopefully you guys can understand and find this video kind of entertaining. Let me know your thoughts, alright? Take care, buddy. Bye!